Hello guys, this is Sonny from Think to Win, and I'm here with a new deck profile. This time I will be sharing with you my Link Joker deck profile. This is the deck that I used today basically in order to win one of our most recent events, which was at the Play It Con. And basically it was an event. We had the snake preview event, and immediately after that we had a tournament with proper deck profiles and everything, so maybe it will go up online, and if it goes I will definitely link it. And yeah, since I topped, I won all of these for topping, including the mat, this box thing, the two deck boxes here, and this silver campaign Vanguard logo sleeve. So these are the things that I won during that. And so let's get to the deck. So first is the starter, that's the unicorn. Pretty standard starter. Basically, if you have got a locked card on the opponent's side of the field in your turn, basically you can counter blast one, put this into your soul, and then you can lock anything on the field. This is really good to get power up effects with some other cards that I will explain later on. So let's get to the deck. For now I will leave him on the side here. Then I am running 4 of the trial deck critical triggers. I really like his design, this Liger design. And I am running 3 more race soldats from the BT12 booster. Basically I went with 7 since as you can tell from this, I am running not more than 5, first let's get 4 heal triggers, 4 heal triggers, and that's basically because I am running 5 draw triggers. Since this is not yet a complete Chaos Breaker Nebula build, Chaos Breaker build, I decided to go with 5 draw triggers because Nebula Lord and Link Joker in general needs a big hand to get an advantage, because you can guard while making your opponent's rows much worse than they actually are. So in order to be able to guard early game, you need the draw triggers in order to establish yourself a big hand, so that later on when you can do your drive check break right shenanigans, you can always break right over break right while making sure to guard your opponent properly, so that they don't YOLO double crit you, because sometimes that happens, and when it happens it's really annoying. So yeah, let's get to the rest of the cards. Basically for Prometheum, perfect guard. Not much to say about it. You want to avoid gauntlet busters and everything else that just gets random crits, because random crits hurt you really bad. Then I am running 1 Palladium. Basically this is if one of your opponent's locked cards would want to unlock, you counter blast 1, put this into the soul, and that card stays locked. I put in 1 because previously when this was a pure Nebula build, I was running one of this for YOLO, because I didn't have anything better. And an 8k booster sometimes behind your Vanguard can help you hit magic numbers, which is pretty good. But because I put in 1 Chaos Breaker, no spoiler there because you read the, the title of the video already, so there's a Chaos Breaker in here, and Chaos Breaker only works with Star-vaders in the soul. So just in case if I would ever have to ride this, I would much rather ride this and avoid getting this additional 8k, because sometimes it can help, but I would much rather be safe that I have Star-vaders everywhere. Then I am running 4 neons. This is the 7k 10k attacker. It's really good. It helped me lots of times when people want to kill my front rows, especially because of this guy and other things. They want to kill 12k attackers and other things, so 10k attackers really help to make up for the lost power, especially because they can establish 17k rows pretty easily. Against cross rides it's not that amazing as an attacker, but still, it's much better than having no attackers. And they can be boosters as well, so yeah, that's good. Then I am running 4 Lantenums. Basically, I'm running 4 Lantenums because I want them to be on the field when I am doing my break rides or my locking stuff, because whenever he's on the field and you lock something, he gets plus 2k. So sometimes I already made him go up into very high numbers. Sometimes even in one troll match I logged the whole field of my opponent with everything, dust the unicorn and everything, so he can reach amazing numbers which can help you push for game. Whether you are using Chaos Breaker, Swords Shield Dragon or Nebula Lord Dragon, he is an amazing card. I think maxing him out as a booster is okay, especially because he's still a 7k booster just like Radon. I mean now. So yeah, then I am running 3 Neobeams. This is Neobeam is basically his grade 2 version. Same ability, can get up to pretty high numbers, which is really good when you push for game, especially with Nebula Lord builds, because there he can get crazy, like 30k plus. I think I even reached 40k or above with these 2 guys being in a combo in the same row. So yeah, if you want to have higher rear guard attacks than your Vanguard after break ride, use these in a combo. Best stuff ever. Then I am running 1 Krypton. Well, I didn't have one more of this. Actually, I think I had one more of this, but yeah, some accident happened to it. I don't know. I found it like this, so yeah, I didn't feel like putting this thing in. So yeah, Krypton all the way, and I didn't pull this another one. But Krypton is good because if you ride him early game, it's a 10k, especially when you miss riding him. So yeah, 10k, it's harder to attack, but yeah, the generic 9ks that don't have a power up ability will not hit him. So yeah, and then I am running 3 Möbius Breath. I'm running 3 Möbius Breath right now because he's only good on the Vanguard circle. Otherwise, he is the 9k vanilla that has hard time hitting 10ks. That's basically it, but whenever he hits as a Vanguard, you can lock something on your opponent's field, which is especially good if they decide to rush you. You can lock one of their front rows, then next turn they won't attack as much as before, and next time if you play with them, they will think twice before rushing you, especially because they will be afraid of this card, especially if they don't have anything to guard with. Then I am running 4 Radon, 12k attacker. I think it's necessary in every archetype deck that you can find. Use them. 12k attackers, they hit 11k Vanguards, and even the 12k Majesty Lord Blaster easily. They have to drop 5k shield or no guard. It hits, and it can reach up to 19 or 18k easily to hit those annoying cross rides. But you have to be careful because your opponent knows this as well and they will want to kill it. Then I am running 1 Colony Maker. This is basically from the sneak. I got it from a nice guy who wanted to use Nubatamas, and I traded and I got the Colony Maker. So I could take out this Möbius Breath, because previously when this was a pure Nebula build I was using 4 because, well, I didn't have anything else to run, and yeah, Colony Maker, it's situational. It's only really useful in late game, in my opinion, because early game you are not locking with anything unless you have to ride what's it called, yeah, Chaos Breaker or Nebula Lord early, and you get rushed, then it's good to set up fields. But this is mainly a late game card when you basically sacrifice everything. You can get a booster for this card, or even an attacker like Neon out on the to the field to form 17k power lines with your other boosters. So yeah, I think it's a really good card, although I don't think it warrants the asking price it has right now on eBay and stuff, but it's a good card, but not a $20 card in my opinion, especially since you can buy it, a Nebula Lord Dragon for $20 or like a playset of Swords Shield. I don't know. Then I am running 4 Infinite Zero Dragon from the trial deck. This is the clan's Break Ride, and I think you can't really get a better Break Ride for General Link Joker, because Darm Stadium, the promo card, if some of you know, it's only made for reverse decks, because they use a lot of really a lot of grade 3s that you can discard for him. But in normal decks I recommend this. 3 locks if you break right over him. For example, today I won one of my matches because I got all of these into my hand at some point. So basically it was like, I'm at 4 damage, okay, break right, break right, break right, and he could never Vanguard booster logged for like 3 turns straight just from break riding and one of the front row. So yeah, my opponent, who was using Beast Deities reverse, really hated me during that game because I couldn't let him get his combos off, which involved standing shenanigans. But yeah, I had fun in that game. But yeah, I really recommend this. And the only way this card could be better is if they would make a clone of him that's 3 locks 3 cards immediately on your opponent's side of the field. Otherwise, this is probably the best break right for General Link Jokers, and for those of you who want to run Omega Grandiose, good luck to you. And Darm Stadium works there because he locks 3 cards, but in order to use him you have to discard a grade 3. So yeah, in General Link Joker, where you only use 8 grade 3s, I don't recommend him. And really, I really like this card. It's what makes kind of the clan into what it is. It messes up your opponent's field, it gives you pluses. Amazing. I think it's a really good card. Then we have one Chaos Breaker. Basically I bought this one from another guy today for $40 because unfortunately I could only get a Cocytus reverse and a Chat Noir in my pack, which was meh at best, but I could buy this $40 and it's at least lower than the 45 online. So yeah, it's okay. I at least wanted to get one of these cards, because previously I was using him in my Nebula Lord build because I don't have 4 Nebula Lords. So basically, right now, I have another useful grade 3, not a 10k, like this. Okay, that was a promo by the way, but yeah, no good. So yeah, I think this is a really good card for Link Joker. It shows what the clan is about, basically locking your opponent's front row or back row and then taking it all away by his limit break ability, which is a Soul Blast 1. Discard it, Soul Blast 1, and basically you can retire one of your opponent's locked cards that would be coming out of lock. So, and then you can draw a card. I think it's a good card, although I don't think it really deserved the $40, but I wanted to get one. Later on I will probably pick up more after Nouveau Walk comes out and pushes the price down a little. But I think it's a good card, but yeah, it's not as good as the price makes it out to be, but I think it's really good. Although yeah, it's a bit more situational, because if you don't get the break right off, it's harder to work with him. But even then, you can mess up your opponent's front rows by locking and all that stuff. For example, today in my first match, I just won with him, because my opponent couldn't really set up his field because I was locking one of his front row all the time and plussing with his limit break. So yeah, this can definitely save your games, but it's not a finisher card, so keep that in mind. This is basically a disruption card that helps you go into late game and making your opponent lose his hand. So this is basically what his lore says. If you read it, it's basically you take everything away from your opponent and watch him despair. So this is what this card entails. It entails his own lore. So it's good but not the best. But I think I will keep running this. I like this more than Grandiose. And now to the other, to the star of the deck. This is Star-vader Nebula Lord Dragon. Basically it has a Counterblast 2 ability. Unlike Chaos Breaker's Counterblast 1 and discard one Star-vader from your hand in order to lock something on the field anywhere. Unlike him also, Chaos Breaker can only use his locking ability once every turn, while Nebula Lord Dragon can use it anytime he wants in one turn, but it's basically a Counterblast 2 ability. So yeah, Counterblast 2 and can only lock in the back row. So no front row locking, but and it's Counterblast 2. So but basically for this you have to discard as well. So I guess it's the same cost kinda, but from differently a bit. So yeah, and his limit break is for every locked card on your opponent's side of the field during your turn, your front row Star-vaders get 3k for everything. So basically with Neobiums, with Rodons and all those high attackers, when you lock 2 cards with the Break Ride and maybe one another with his ability, whenever I get the Break Ride off, like in today's third match, get the Break Ride off, lock 2 cards, use his ability first. Because and then you can lock in a fashion like this, lock here, lock here, lock here. And if you do that, then next turn you can still use Dustel Unicorn's ability, because I do it like this because in the first turn I at least kill one of his intercepts with this one and the Vanguard booster. And then another one, so basically you can guard everything for cheap, even the Vanguard for 10k 2 to pass and the rear guard for 5k. If he gets crits or triggers, then 10k or 15k depending on what's going on. Then and then you can use Dustel Unicorn next turn after using his ability to lock something in the back row, the Vanguard booster, and then lock something in the front row, so you're still disrupting the lines. It's much better to lock with him in this fashion first and then the double lock like front row and back row with him, because like that you disrupt and make your opponent's field for longer. Longer for 2 turns, and it's easier guards for that time. So I like it that I usually do it like that. If you have another way, then all the power to you, but this is what I found out with Link Joker. Also, this SP Link Joker Nebula Lord Dragon came to me on the sneak preview for BT12, and it's the SP card of the deck. And when I pulled him out, or before I went to BT12, I didn't want him at all. I only wanted to run this guy in BT13, and of course I didn't pull him. But back then, when I decided to build Link Joker after pulling him in SP form, I didn't know that I will have this much fun with the clan, because I think it's definitely a different style from Paladins, like my usual forte, but I really like playing with this clan in real life. It's so fun to always think about what you should lock, how you should lock, and how you get the best power-up abilities and all the crazy power-ups with the other rear guards, and how to lock, how to disrupt your opponent's field. You have to keep much more attention to the game, in my opinion, when you are scanning everything. Because with paladins you basically care about your film, you swarm everything, kill everything, restand with raging form, and then GG. If it doesn't work and you don't get your break right off, well then you're screwed. This one, but I think this one is mainly really toolbox clan. I think it's really fun with both of these guys. It can lead to lots of fun. I liked it, especially when getting to crazy power like 40 plus on all of your front row with your rear guards due to Nebula Lord's limit break. I really have fun with the clan. I recommend it to everybody, basically. It may not be your cup of tea, but I think it's worth a tryout for everybody. It's an interesting clan, definitely different from most. Mega Colony is the closest to it, in my opinion, but it will get closer to it after it gets its own break right. But I think it's really good to have this clan, because you can basically check everything, you can see everything, and it's fun to disrupt your opponent, basically disrupt their game strategy, and just watch them squirm, and then and them throwing out all the cards to replace for the times that they lost because of him, and because of this. Later on, I think with the deck, I don't know how I want to run it, because I really like Nebula Lord's ability, but I like Chaos Breaker too, and that's basically a dilemma. Maybe I will run 2-2, try out maybe 4 Chaos Breaker if the price becomes acceptable, in my opinion. But yeah, I really like this clan, Nebula Lords 2, and especially I want to at least leave this SP Nebula Lord Dragon in, because whenever I'm great stuck, he always comes out. He always comes out to save the day. So yeah, I really like Nebula Lord, and also it's a special clan. I really liked it. I never thought that I would like Link Joker, because when it came out I was like meh. About him too, I was like meh. But yeah, it kinda grew on me, and I really like it now. So I hope that they get season 4 support as well. So thank you guys for watching, and now I will go and try to fold this, because unfortunately when I was at the tournament, I forgot to ask the 2 masters of folding who folded these 2 for me to fold this one as well. So now I will have to try and do my best and not rip it. So yeah, well, wish me good luck. Thank you guys for watching again, and see you guys in the next video.